Do you love sweets but find that they are everywhere all the time? Yeah, me too. That's why I'm sharing with you today 5 healthy treats that are a great alternative if you've got a sweet tooth. Hey, I'm Lauren with One Haven Maven. Welcome, I'm so glad you're here. On my channel, I share all things home related. I'm super passionate about helping women become the best version of themselves. So recipes, homemaking tips, parenting tips, and more. If those kind of things interest you, then stick around. Okay, I promised you 5 healthy treats that are also super delicious but easy on the waistline. Let's start with number 1. It's called a mock apple crisp. And to start out, I'm going to use some granola. Now, normally I would make my own granola, but I just didn't have time with things that are going on. So I ran to the store and got some of this oats and honey granola. It's slightly sweet, but not overly so. And you really don't need a lot of sweetness in this dish because you already have a lot of natural sweetness with the applesauce that we're going to add to that granola. So, 1/4 cup of granola. And you're going to add that on top of about 1/3 of a cup of chilled applesauce, unsweetened. You really don't need this sugar in this, I promise. So you can make your own or you can use store-bought. I have store-bought here, and all I'm going to do is just sprinkle it right on top, and there you have it, your mock apple crisp. And I promise you, it tastes so delicious. The crunch of the granola with the smooth of the applesauce, it just hits the spot. Now, if you really want to make this over the top, go ahead and pop it in the microwave. Yes, my microwave's over there. You're going to pop it in the microwave for about 10 to 15 seconds and warm it up. But if you do, word to the wise, don't forget to warm the applesauce by itself and then add the granola, or you're going to have some mushy granola, and that's no one's favorite.
The next healthy treat I have for you is also apple related, and there's no coincidence there. I think apples really lend themselves well to any treat because they've got a natural sweetness to them and that crunch that goes really well. We're going to start here with 1/4 cup of low-fat, small curd cottage cheese, and then slice up part of an apple, can be any kind of apple you like, and we're just going to go ahead and layer that. So just put all the apple on top, as much as you would like there. I prefer the apple to the cottage cheese, so I put a little bit more apple. And then just sprinkle it with a dash of cinnamon. This next treat I have for you is banana and ice cream with hot fudge. You're going to start by slicing up 2 bananas and popping them in the freezer until they're solid. Once your bananas are fully frozen, go ahead and start on your hot fudge. I have 1.5 cups of dark chocolate chunks here, but you can really use any kind of chocolate you prefer. To that chocolate, you're going to add 1 can of sweetened condensed milk in a medium-sized bowl, definitely bigger than the one I have here. I did find out the hard way. You're going to be microwaving this for about 1.5 to 2 minutes, depending on your microwave. So stick it in for about 1 minute first and stir it up. And if it's not melted all the way, if the chocolate's not all melted, then pop it back in for 30 seconds at a time until everything is completely melted and ooey gooey.
And here I've got my bananas already frozen, and I'm just going to add them to a blender. Now, I would recommend a powerful blender such as a Blendtec or a Vitamix that I have here, because in order to get the bananas all nice and creamy, you really need a powerful blender to blend them.
Go ahead and add all of your bananas to the blender and grab your milk out of the fridge because you're going to need to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk to these bananas to be able to get them blended the way you want them, like ice cream. So you're going to blend them up a little bit and add about 2 tablespoons of milk and kind of mix around with the spoon and blend them some more until they're creamy like ice cream. This is what you want the finished product to look like. Do you see how it's all creamy and smooth like ice cream? Now, I will say this recipe probably makes enough for 2, depending on the size of your serving, I suppose. But once you have it in your serving dish, just go ahead and grab your hot fudge and pile it on. You'll notice that I like a lot of hot fudge. Next up is this great chocolate bark. I love this because there's a lot of texture in here and it's extremely customizable. You can really add whatever you want to this recipe. So we're gonna start with 1 cup of chopped chocolate. In my case, I've used dark because that's what I prefer, but you can use milk too. It works just as well. And I'm gonna add some chopped candied ginger and a bunch of chopped nuts. Now, like I said, you can use any dried fruit or any nuts in here, and you can add a little bit or a lot. It just depends how chunky you like your chocolate bark. You're gonna microwave your chocolate for about 30 seconds at a time until it's completely melted. So do it for 30 seconds, take it out and give it a stir, and then pop it back in again. It should be nice and smooth and silky when it's done, just like this. Now you're gonna take your fruit and your nuts and you're just gonna dump them in and give them a good stir. And then you'll notice I have a plate with some parchment on it here. Take your chocolate mixture and spread it out on your parchment, and then I like to pop it in the freezer because it's faster for about an hour or until it's completely set. Once it's frozen, you're gonna take it out and break it into bite-sized pieces and enjoy. Last but certainly not least is this decadent chocolate fondue. I just used whatever leftover chocolate I had, and of course it's dark because if you haven't learned by now, I love dark chocolate. And just use whatever fruit you might have around the house. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this banana and slice it up, and I have a cutie already sectioned and ready to dip. Once your fruit is all ready, go ahead and stick your chocolate in the microwave for a minute and give it a stir, and then you can put it in for another 30 seconds if it's still not done. And then simply dip your fruit and enjoy. Tell me in the comments down below, what is your favorite fruit to dip in chocolate? I really love orange and chocolate, but raspberry and chocolate is pretty amazing too.
So there you go. 5 healthy, easy treats that are super yummy and taste really naughty but really aren't. So please let me know in the comments down below which one of these was your favorite. Be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe because I will be posting that granola recipe that I mentioned earlier coming up pretty soon. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye.